Have you ever seen a landscape and wondered if it really exists? How can nature create mountains that look like they fell from another world? Why do some formations seem like floating islands, while others look painted, molded, or intentionally designed? Are they the result of pure chance, or the work of millions of years of patience, pressure, and time? Today, we're taking you to 7 mountains whose shapes challenge all imagination. And it all starts with a place that seems so unrealistic, it blurs the line between reality and fantasy itself. Top 1. The Floating Stone Pillars. At first glance, this place looks like an illusion. Hundreds of colossal rock needles jut vertically into the sky, so slender and tall they seem to float freely in the air. Some of them disappear into the fog, others stand isolated as if they've lost contact with the earth. This exact sight makes many people question whether they're dealing with reality or fantasy here. But these stone giants are not the work of special effects. They were formed by millions of years of relentless erosion. Wind, rain, and time eroded the softer rock, leaving behind only these hard pillars. Some of them reach impressive heights and even bear vegetation on their tops, enhancing the impression that they defy the laws of nature. Especially fascinating is the sense of depth and emptiness between the pillars. Whoever enters this place feels like they're moving in another world. No wonder this landscape served as inspiration for fantastic backdrops. It's proof that nature can create forms that surpass all human imagination. Top 2. The Multicolor Mountain. This mountain looks as if nature itself took a paintbrush to it. Its slopes display broad stripes in red, yellow, green, and violet, layering one after another to create an image that resembles a painting more than rock. At first glance, it seems impossible that such colors could have formed naturally. But behind this sight lies a story that reaches back millions of years. The various color bands were created by the deposition of different minerals that accumulated over extremely long periods. Iron, copper, and other elements reacted with oxygen, pressure, and heat, slowly transforming the mountain into a living color archive of Earth's history. Only through erosion and the retreat of ice and rock did these layers become visible. Especially impressive is the sight in changing light. Depending on the sun's position, the colors change, becoming more intense or suddenly appearing muted. This mountain shows that time itself is an artist and that Earth not only tells stories but immortalizes them visibly in stone. Top 3. The Wavy Rock. At first glance, this rock doesn't look like a mountain, but rather like frozen motion. Its surface flows in gentle curves and fluid lines across the rock, as if a mighty wave paused mid-surge. The shapes are so uniform and rhythmic that many believe they were deliberately crafted. Yet, here too, nature is the sole creator. This rock, formed from ancient sand, deposited an unimaginably long time ago and solidified under enormous pressure. Later, wind and rain shaped the surface, layer by layer, until these unique patterns became visible. Every line tells a story of time, patience, and forces that work slowly but relentlessly. Especially fascinating is the way light and shadow glide across the curved surfaces. Depending on the time of day, the rock appears calm and soft, or dramatic and powerful. It reminds us that even hard stone can seem fluid when time becomes the shaping force. Top 4. The Free Floating Rock Ledge. This place evokes a feeling that oscillates between fascination and unease. A massive rock ledge juts far out over the abyss, so far that it seems it could break off at any moment. Standing on its edge, one looks into a depth that takes one's breath away. The rock appears to float freely in the air, held by nothing but a narrow point of contact with the mountain. But this sight, too, is the result of a long natural process. During the last ice ages, glaciers and erosion shaped the surrounding rock, eroding large parts of the mountain. What remained was this ledge, which seems to defy gravity. Its stability is real, even if it contradicts what the eye perceives. It's precisely this tension that makes the place so impressive. It confronts humans with their own vulnerability and simultaneously demonstrates nature's incredible precision. This rock ledge is a silent symbol of how dramatically landscapes can form without any conscious intervention. Top 5. The isolated Table Mountain. This mountain looks like a relic from a long-lost world. Its steep, almost vertical walls completely separate the flat summit plateau from its surroundings. From below, it appears inaccessible, almost cut off from everything around it. This very isolation makes it so extraordinary. It's as if time on its summit has a different rhythm. The Table Mountain formed millions of years ago when harder rock resisted the forces of erosion, while the surrounding material was slowly worn away. What remained was this massive, almost geometric shape. Over extremely long periods, unique habitats developed on the plateau, shielded from external influences. Some plants and animals exist there in forms that have barely changed. The sight of this mountain gives the feeling of looking at a forgotten island of stone. It reminds us that Earth preserves places that act like capsules of the past. This Table Mountain is not an ordinary mountain, but a silent archive of time, showing how isolation can shape landscapes and life alike. Top 6. The Stone Towers. At first glance, these formations resemble a forgotten city more than a natural structure. Tall, slender rock towers stand close together, some with pointed caps, others with broader surfaces as if they were deliberately shaped. Narrow passages and natural caves form between them, enhancing the impression that one is moving through stone architecture. These towers were created by volcanic activity combined with millennia of erosion. As softer rock slowly vanished, these solid structures remained standing and were progressively exposed. Over time, humans used the natural cavities as shelters and dwellings, deepening the connection between landscape and human history. Especially impressive is the way light and shadow shift between the towers. Depending on the time of day, they appear menacing or majestic, calm or dramatic. These stone towers show that nature not only forms landscapes, but creates spaces that seem almost man-made, yet are entirely natural. Top 7. The Layered Color Mountain. This mountain looks as if the Earth has openly displayed its entire history. Its flanks consist of clearly discernible layers, stacked like pages in a book. Each layer has its own hue, from warm reds to bright yellow nuances, to darker, earthy layers. At first glance, this order seems almost too perfect to be natural. Yet, this very layering is the result of an extremely long geological process. Over millions of years, sediments were deposited, compacted, shifted, and finally uplifted by tectonic movements. Only through progressive erosion did these internal structures become visible, transforming the mountain into a living diagram of Earth's history. Especially impressive is the clarity of the lines. They show how patiently and precisely time works. This mountain is not a single natural wonder, but a collection of countless moments, frozen in stone. It makes visible that landscapes are not just forms, but stored time waiting to be read. These 7 mountains show that nature can create forms that surpass all imagination. If these extraordinary landscapes have fascinated you, support the video with a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more impressive discoveries. Earth still holds many secrets, and we will discover them together.